facilitator? Anyone want to share? What do you consider yourselves? Do you consider yourselves a teacher? Do you consider yourselves an educator, a facilitator, or you may have another name? Learning leader? What is the difference between them, and what differentiates you from others when it comes to teaching? Anybody want to share?
I think I've been all three at one time, personally.
Okay. And at what point are you all three? What's going on when you're operating in those different facets?
As far as a facilitator, being able to guide them through like their practicals,
Mm-hmm.
or being able to guide them through an assignment that they must finish on themselves. But speaking those things sometimes that they can't, speak, or they don't know what questions to ask, I would think of it there.
Okay. And that's good. Oftentimes we are all of them in one. It just really depends on what's going on in the lesson for that day, what competencies are to be taught, what the expectation is of the student. So oftentimes you may find yourself facilitating, you may find yourself teaching, you may find yourself educating, but it's important that you know when to turn which one on to ensure that the students are being led properly, especially as it relates to executing a specific service when we're talking about practicals or even the theoretical portion. One of the keys is, though, that making sure that we are competent in what we do. What makes an instructor competent? First of all, knowing how to achieve and having mastery in whatever the skill is that's being taught. You remember I told you on yesterday that I was placed in the nail room, and I had not done nails in probably 10 years, acrylics. And at that time, Tammy Taylor's nails were extremely popular. And you know, you have the dip, pat, stroke, stroke, wipe, wipe. I listened to that video all day Saturday, all day Sunday, practicing with that finger. I knew I wasn't competent in that, but I needed to be competent enough to deliver, because those students that were in the nail room at that time, they had a cosmetology instructor who knew nothing about acrylics. And I was being put in that room, so I had to deliver. So sometimes that means watching videos, going on YouTube, studying to show yourself approved. That's what makes you a competent instructor. Now, on that, you can't fake it until you make it. And you can't fake it until you become it, because the student can even sense that fear and that energy of the fact that you don't know what you're doing. So at that point, you have to be competent. And it's okay to even, some of the things you can go to, you have a girlfriend that is skilled manicurist or is very efficient in doing nails, go to her salon over the weekend, or see if you can set up a one-on-one session. The fear of not knowing, would you rather have to deal with that, or the fear of not being, or the reality of not being able to perform the service in front of your students? Your credibility is gone, hands down. Anything else you want to share in the area of being competent? You have to understand not only the theory aspect of it, but also the practical, because you are going to have those students in your audience that are theory people. They want to know why, and you need to be in a posture to explain that why. So in all thy getting, get an understanding, even as you're preparing for your lessons, to ensure that your students understand not only the theory portion, because everybody's always ready to do the practical, but understanding that theory portion, it all ties together to ensure a successful lesson. Now, we're going to watch another video that explains the difference between a teacher and an educator. And this is actually from a student's point of view, his experience of someone that actually taught him and someone that actually educated him.